Good morning, dreamers. It is me, Luna Daydream. I am gonna try to do a new video. If you like physical gaming like I do, this video is for you because I am going to tell you physical games that we can pre-order. And it's only gonna be indie games. So these are games that are really hard to find. So please look out for them in your local gaming store. And you may be able to pre-order these games physically. I know a lot of people love physical games and they also really love physical gaming and maybe don't know what games are coming out and like what games that they can maybe pre-order physically, which is, how do you say, which is something that not a lot of people are able to. And this is for the people who want to play physical games, want to have physical copies of games, and hopefully we may fight the digital future that these corporations want to monopolize because they have closed markets. Now, understand, if you're a PC player, you don't have a closed market, and you don't have to worry about all this, and you don't like physical stuff. And if you could have a digital PC, you could probably do that too. But for the rest of us who like to collect, who like to have the console, who like to plug and play and don't have like a bajillion dollars to all be on the cloud or something, this is for us. This video is for you. It's for me. This is what I do, and I would never tell anyone else to do something that I don't do. I pre-order games. I pre-order them physically, so I may have them. I have a big collection. One day you guys can see that collection. If you want to, comment below. Let's get started. This is for the month of August. So I will not be saying all the games that are ever going to come out, but this is for the month of August 2026. First indie game, it is Hell Let Loose Vietnam. First game of August, indie at the very least. It was made by the development team Expression Games and published by Team 17, who are really good publishers. I like a lot of their games. It is a multiplayer shooter, 50v50 battle. I'm not really into multiplayer shooters, so I may skip this one. But if you are into multiplayer shooters and you do also like history, it is a good one. I might tell some people go to my shop that, hey, if you like history stuff, like shooters, the 50v50 game coming out. It is not Call of Duty. It's not Battlefield. It is taking place in Vietnam, and it might be, they like Call of Duty, they might like that one. If like Battlefield, they might like that one as well. So Hell Let Loose Vietnam is coming out on the PS5 and Xbox Series. I understand what we thought PS5. Let me take a little bit of time to tell you that I do not like the PS5 at the moment. I also don't like Sony. I don't like the decision making at the moment, but I do think that it is probably best if we still support indie games, and it's best if we support them physically. I think that we stop buying games on the place or just to hurt Sony, but I think that if you get a game physically, that should pay as well as used. You should probably get any triple game used at this point because these corporations are working together and we should be working together against them. They're also, if you haven't heard, they are skewing the numbers a lot by saying PC gaming as well as stuff where you can't even get a physical version of it. They're stupid. Next game on the list, Scott Pilgrim EX. Scott Pilgrim EX, I know a little bit about it. Scott Pilgrim X is a beat 'em up. Y'all know that Scott Pilgrim, if you ever play that, it seems like a continuation of it or a side story. I'm not entirely sure, but it does take place in a Scott Pilgrim verse. Play all the characters plus a couple of extra. That's why it's called EX. It's a lot more video gamey than the rest of the Scott Pilgrim game. Scott Pilgrim is made by Tribute Games Incorporated. It's also published by them. It will also come out on August 14th. Scott Pilgrim EX is coming out on PS5 and Switch too. Probably want to pre-order it now because it's about 2 weeks away. If you like beat 'em up, like old school arcade beat 'em up, you're gonna like Scott Pilgrim. Scott Pilgrim X does come out the 14th of August. So I have a couple games coming out August 20th. That is Over Requiem Z, Portal Shell 2, and Pulse. Over Requiem Z is a Japanese otome game developed by Kogado Studio and published by Idea Factory's Otomate brand. It is coming out for Switch. If you like otome, I don't particularly like otome because I'm gay and I want women. I don't particularly want a whole bunch of men fantasizing over me because that already happened in real life. So I don't need that in a game. So I'm gonna skip that one. Mortal Shell 2 is a Souls-like. It is the sequel to Mortal Shell. I have not played Mortal Shell. I do have. I will play it one day. My backlog is big. Don't judge me. Mortal Shell, the developers Cold Symmetry, and it is published by PlayStat. Like I said, it's a Souls-like. It's an action RPG. So if you like that, go for it. Apparently, it has a lot of cool stuff in it. I remember seeing one trailer of the guy doing a guitar and killing enemies with a guitar. So it's pretty huge. It's finding its own style, kind of like Lords of the Fallen. So Mortal Shell 2 is finding its own voice. You should probably check it out because a lot of people are looking forward to it. And a lot of people are pre-ordering it. Go out there, pre-order your copy and support the developers because they seem all on making more physical games for the demand of it. Mortal Shell is coming out as similar to like over Requiem Z coming out on the Switch. Mortal Shell is only coming out to PS5. And then you have Pool. Pools, from what I know, is both developed and published by Ten Story. It is a walking horror simulator inspired by the Backroom Pools section of that expansive lore. It is coming out solely for the PS5, similar to Mortal Shell, and it is going to be both on the PS5 and the PSVR 2. So if you like physical media and you also own a PSVR 2, you may enjoy that you are getting a game that is also physical for the PSVR 2 because a lot of it digital only, which I hate because there's a lot of people come in and say, oh, I want a PSVR 2. Oh, a lot of games are digital and they don't really understand and they go out and like I said, any PSVR 2 that I just bought it, I'm like a lot of the games are digital. You have to download that and those people are like, well, there's no game because I can't find them in store. And this is what the digital market's gonna do, right? These people are gonna come into like the store and be like, hey, can you recommend? I don't have any of those games because they're all on the digital store and they don't have physical versions of them. And even if they're codes, they don't have physical versions of those codes. So it's just empty boxes. And people aren't gonna get the console because there's no games for it because they don't understand the digital market. There's a lot of people that not understand the digital market. I say, anywho, if you are liking the video so far, I may do this next month as well at the end for September. So if you like this kind of content, please come into the please like and subscribe and leave a comment about what games you are looking forward to in the coming month. And like I said, this is for the month of August and it's only doing physical releases. So I understand you guys are like, oh well, this game coming. If the game's not coming out physically, it's not gonna be in this video. I understand. I want to spotlight indie games too, but I also want to spotlight indie games being out physically. There's enough videos out there spotlighting indie games digitally. I am going to spotlight the ones that are coming out physically that you can get your hands on and put a disc in. So if you're liking this kind of content, please like, subscribe. I'll be doing this at the end of every month to make sure that you guys are prepared for next month. And propose, I recommend going to your local game shop and game store, whatever is out there with you, and simply asking, hey, is there any good indies out? And see if they can print you a list. I stole a list from my place, stole a list from there. I brought it back home so I could do a video. But if you like this kind of content, right? On to the next one. So the next day to look forward to is August 7th. A lot of games coming out. So if you like indie games, there's quite a few indie games coming out for it as well. A lot of really first one, Brigandine Abyss Deluxe is a tactical RPG created by AdGlobe and published by NIS America. Now I wouldn't count NIS as but I don't know, these are not well-known games. I don't hear much about them. Probably a new IP. So if you want like tactical RP, it is anime inspired, obviously, because this game, like that kind of stuff. For the Brigandine Abyss Deluxe, what is released for the Switch 2 and PS5. It comes out August 27th, like I said again, because I for sure know, again, this whole point is to first so you can get yourself a physical copy of the physical releases. If I hear one person in the comments, oh, well, these games are already out digitally, why don't you just get it like that? Anyway, I'm talking about the next game coming out August 27th is Saeko Giantress Dating Sim Colossal Edition that's only going to be released on Nintendo Switch. It is made by Safe Haven Studio and published by Hyperreal. And the people who are helping with the publishment of the physical game is Serenity Forge, the same people who helped Doki Doki Literature Club. Serenity Forge, a very good indie publisher for physical games. Check them out. Obviously, the Jason game, obviously it is horror themed. I plan to get in that one because I saw Serenity Forge. I remember Serenity Forge and Doki Doki Literature Club, so I was really excited for this one. Only coming out the Switch. So if you want a physical copy of Saeko Giantress Dating Sim, I go out there, pre-order. Stop dilly dally. Next one is Luna Abyss Adrift Edition, coming out on PlayStation only. It is published and developed by Kawali Lab. It is a bullet hell first-person shooter, kind of like Soros and Returnal, but it doesn't have any of the roguelike elements. So it's action-adventure, bullet hell, first-person. The next day that releasing live indie games physically is August 28th, so the very next day after our last group of indie games release. First one is WanderStop. WanderStop is developed by Ivory Road and published published by Annapurna Interactive. Very good publisher again. They recently released mixtape. I have not, but I heard. I don't believe a lot of like reviews and stuff like that. Maybe you just heard it's mixtape, it's very good. Now if you got like, oh well, I don't like it because so and so said it was really bad. I don't really trust a lot of reviews. A lot of reviews are really biased. I heard from people that it was very good, that they enjoyed it, that it was a small experience, but it was a good experience for what it was. I know a lot of people really don't like the type of games that Annapurna Interactive releases, but I do. I play a lot of their games, and I do like a lot of their. I haven't played mixtape or gotten it yet. Doesn't come out really physically. I don't think so. So if ever it does, I might get it. But WanderStop is a cozy game. It is a narrative cozy game. Seems to be made by the same people who made Stanley Parable and A Beginner's Guide, and those were really good games. So if you guys support indie project, I will say check that out. It's both for the Switch 2 and the 5. Next game is Faith the Unholy Trilogy. It is gonna come out on PlayStation 5. It did come out on Switch, I believe, last or 2 ago. It's finally released on PS5 physically. It is on the digital store. It is, I believe, a retro inspired game, war game, having the 3 Faith games inside of it. I remember watching Markiplier play it. I really liked it when he played it, so I might pick that up. It is made and developed by Airdorf Game and published by New Blood Interactive. So if you like the Faith the Unholy trilogy, it has come out a lot. So if you are liking physical versions of games, you might like this one. Please pick it up and support the indie developers, even though it's not releasing solely on the PS5 as physical release of this time around, because it did release on physically on Switch. I remember that. Hopefully Xbox can get a physical release as well. You guys to continue to support them. The last game on the list is Little Kitty Big City. It is a very interactive game where you play as a cat in a big city. I actually got it on the Switch. I have not played it, but it is coming out on the PS5. I think I might skip this one simply because I have it on the Switch. I don't need it on the PS5 if I already have it on the Switch. It also gives me a chance not to put money into PlayStation. But if you miss the release for the Switch, you have one for the PS5. Little Kitty Big City is a real game about a cat in a city. What more can you want? It's developed and published by Double Dagger Studio. It is getting help with its physical release on the PlayStation by Fangamer, so that they're helping Little Kitty Big City release on the PS5. Please support developers. Please support physical media. That is our final game. That's going to come out August for a physical release that I know of. Maybe next time I do a little bit more research run, but at this point in time, those are that is 11 indie projects that are going to come out physically next month. Obviously, please look out for those. But I do highly recommend pre-ordering any of these games because physical games are not being made in mass. Again, physical games are not being made in mass. If you want to support physical gaming, I recommend pre-ordering really fast, right? Because they could sell out of your local store. It could sell out of Amazon. Just pre-order them. Stop procrastinating. Stop saying that the game will be out because you know for a fact the game will not be out. Okay, I see a lot of you walk into these stores, as I work at one of these stores. A lot of you walk into these stores, ask for these games, and be like, oh, well, I guess I'll just buy it digitally. If you are here, you want physical game. These kind of people should not be in my videos because they're going to be the same exact people who go in these stores and be like, hey, do you have Saeko Giantress dating sim? And I'm like, no, because we only have pre-orders because that's all they sent to us. And they're going like, well, I guess I could get this game digitally then. I don't have to do anything else. Blah, 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 blah. Hey, why can't I play the video game anymore? Why can't I play the video game anymore? Did the service go down? Huh? Is my console a brick now? Man, I really wish that didn't happen. I wonder if there's some way I can prevent that. Maybe getting a disc. Maybe getting a disc or cartridge will prevent that. Because you know what? The last PlayStation shutdown, I could play all my games that I had on disc. Not the ones in digital, but I could play the ones on the disc because I own them. I bought and owned them. And this may not work for multiplayer games, blah, 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 because those are all servers as well. But you know what? I can plug in Signalis on my PS5 and play it because the whole game's on the disc. So blah, blah. I don't want to hear you guys in the comments talking about, well, I went on the day that you said it was and they don't have it. You pre-order it? No. Why should I? Maybe to guarantee that your store gets a copy. That's how the corporations are working these days. Don't look at me and say, well, they shouldn't do that. Well, they shouldn't. They really shouldn't. If you are taking it from me, they really shouldn't. Some of these stores should order 20 copies at the very least for their stores so that they have those copies and they could sell them over time. Hey, yes, it's not going to sell immediately. It's not going to be sold out like Call of Duty or whatever. But you know what? At least you have enough copies on want it. Like 20 people who want Saeko Giantress gaming, dating sim, that want Luna Abyss, that want, what's the other ones that's coming out? Pools, that probably like 100 kids. Like, oh, I love the back rooms. You know what? Play pools. It's inspired by the back rooms. There you go. You play pools with your friends. Not with your friends, but you know. Yeah, PSVR 2, you can make it even scarier. Doubt there's any like enemies or anything like that, but you know what? But no, all joking aside, if you support physical games, do yourself a favor and start pre-ordering the games because you are not going to find them out there and they're going to be very hard. And third market, it's really brutal. Let me tell you that. I also try to shop third market. Really brutal, might I add. Really, really brutal, okay? Things are being sold for $200 that were sold for $40, okay? Anywho, this has been Luna Daydream, your eldritch YouTuber who's pretending to be human, signing off. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Hype up the video. Share it to all your friends. Share it to your family. Share it to your grandparents. Share it to the eldritch goddess in your bedroom. Share it to the monster under the bed. I don't care. I don't care who you share it to. Share it, okay? Because I hope this word gets out so the people who really want these games can get those games. Thank you for watching. Thank you for staying. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you guys have a good dream. Bye-bye.